You were great at your job when you started, but now it's like you don't care anymore.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Can I help?
Last Christmas, I was really sick and I nearly died. I don't tell people because they get weird, but I don't think you'll get weird.
No.
And they just expect me to be normal and get on with life.
There's no such thing as normal. Just being a human being is hard. Maybe you should do something nice for someone.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. This year.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Film Optics. My name is Christian and today we're going to be reviewing Last Christmas. And before we begin today's review, you can listen to this review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Anchor, the whole 9 yards, literally anywhere that you can find our podcast. It'll be there with any popular podcast platform. So got yourself covered there. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Film Optics. That's film, and then Optics is spelled Optix. And as I said before, we're going to be reviewing Last Christmas here. So I'm just going to jump right into the synopsis, and then I'll get more into my spoiler-free thoughts, and then go into a little bit of spoilers here. So to wrap up a few things. So the synopsis reads: Kate is a young woman subscribed to bad decisions. Her last date with disaster, ? That's what it says in the synopsis. I don't know. That of having accepted to work as Santa's elf for the department store. However, she meets Tom there, played by Henry Golding, and her life takes a new turn. For Kate, who's actually played by Emilia Clarke, it seems too good to be true. So this is directed by Paul Feig and writers of Emma Thompson and Greg Wise, and stars Emma Thompson, Boris Iskevich, Henry Golding, and as I've said before, Emilia Clarke. Now, I believe that this is Emilia Clarke's next role after she was in Game of Thrones. I can't say that it's a really bad role because I'm a huge sucker for Christmas movies here on the podcast. And I actually did find this movie very charming. It kept me engaged the entire time, and it was just an overall great experience. They shot a lot of this film in downtown London during the Christmas time, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And it honestly, it makes me want to hop on a plane and just go to the UK and experience, Christmas with our cousins across the sea, if you will. I also wanted to mention that the chemistry between Henry Golding and Emilia Clarke is actually really great. There's a lot of heartfelt moments within this movie in general, and it does tell a complete story. It's just, I'm not sure people were ready for a Christmas movie during the beginning of November when this came out into theaters. Right now, it is currently sitting at a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, which isn't the worst score in the world. You know, the story is a bit wonky, but I believe during the first act it kind of stumbles, but second act onwards, it really does stick the landing. It really does warm your heart. It really gets you in the mood for the Christmas season, and reminds you not to take loved ones for granted, and to always how important it is to have friends and family in your life, especially during the holiday season, because you never know what someone could be going through. But basically, that kind of covers my general thoughts about the movie. I do want to get into a little bit of spoilers here, so if you haven't seen Last Christmas, turn back now, go see it, and then come back and listen to the rest of this short review of The Last Christmas. So I really wanted to talk about the main plot twist in the movie, which was Emilia Clarke's character Kate got very sick one year. She keeps a lot of people, a lot of friends and family at a distance, kind of uses her friends from time to time. She has a really bad relation with her parents and her sister as well. So she tries not to go home as often, which is completely understandable, especially if you don't having a relationship with your immediate family. So she kind of hops around from, friends to friend's house, staying with them, but in turn also ruining or disrupting something within their lives along the way. And Amelia Clark's character in this movie, she really does keep a lot of people at arm's length, and that is to the fact of that she almost dies before the movie actually begins. This is kind of like the epilogue of us seeing everything else. She has a heart transplant. She runs into this guy randomly in the middle of downtown London. They hang out for a bit from time to time, and she quickly falls in love with him. But to find out that Henry Golding's character actually gets hit by a bus and dies, but his heart is a part of Amelia Clark, aka Kate's character. So that's how she can communicate with Henry Golding's character, which I thought was very clever. For the longest time, I did feel like he was a ghost, but I didn't know that with her heart transplant, the day that he passed away was the same day that Amelia Clark's character Kate got very, very sick and essentially sealed their fates together. So that's kind of how she can communicate with them, as I've stated before. And it's just I didn't really see that coming. I thought he was just going to be a normal average Christmas spirit that kind of taught her the ways of Christmas and of love and friendship and being with your family, the whole 9 yards. But it really did kind of throw a wrench in there for me. It was like, oh wow, that was actually very very sad. But it is she quote unquote falls in love with Henry's character, and throughout the entire movie, you see them spending a lot of time together. And there is one part during the movie where she starts to realize that Henry's character is not real when she she goes back to talk to him about the relationship that they're having and all the times and all the events that they spent together. It was all in Amelia Clark's head, essentially. So they go roller skating, working down at the soup kitchen, Henry's character tucking Amelia's character in at his old apartment where he used to live at night, and she's constantly texting him. So this really was a very heartfelt film, and if you're a really big Christmas movie fan, you will definitely like this one. There's honestly not too much else I can say. I really did like the chemistry between her boss and Amelia Clark as well. There was a lot of funny moments within this film as well, because with Amelia Clark's character Kate's boss falls in love with this daily shopper who comes into the shop. I forgot his name, but the scenes between them are very, very funny, and I thought they were very entertaining. And the relationship between Kate and her immediate family, her parents and her sister, eventually does get mended, I should say, as they show to appreciate each other as the film goes on. And I have to say, Amelia Clark, she sings a little bit in this film, and she's actually quite good, very, very quite good. I really hope that more interesting projects do come her way. I would definitely give this review, if I'm rating it, or this film, I would give this film a 70 out of 100, just because as much as I did enjoy it, the first act, like I said before, stumbles a bit, but it really does land on a very, very good note. You know what? Screw it. I'm going 75 out of 100. So 75 out of 100, you heard it here first. So that are my final thoughts on that. But I would like to hear what you guys think about Last Christmas. Let us know your comments, questions, and concerns in the comment section down below if you're listening to this on YouTube. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of the other platforms that we have, you can actually leave us a 5-star review and write us a review on Apple Podcasts. It really does help us out. I want to figure out how to, increase the overall quality of our content here in our podcast. And I also want to let you guys know we are doing a lot of digital code giveaways. As you know, Black Friday was a few days ago, and I went Black Friday shopping over at Best Buy, the one and only place to get all of your amazing movie deals. So I have a bunch of digital codes that I will be giving out. The first one we're going to be starting with is A Quiet Place. It's going to be a 4K digital copy that I'm going to be releasing or giving out, I should say. We actually already started having people with their entries in, so I wanted to get this review out to let all of you guys know who are listening to the pod here. So I will put the link of the Gleam giveaway link on YouTube. You can follow us at Film Optix. That's film and then Optix is spelled Optix. You can follow us on there. It's going to be on a pinned tweet over on our Twitter over there, so you can just look us up, boom, right there. You can go ahead and enter in for that giveaway for A Quiet Place 4K digital copy. And also, make sure to follow us on Twitter so that you'll get more notifications of what we're doing for the rest of these lovely digital copies. Anyway, that is going to wrap up the Last Christmas review. Like I said, definitely go see this film. I know Emilia Clarke has been looking for new and better work. And I know that she's commented saying that, she definitely wants to go into more indie films. And which I totally agree with. I think indie films right now are the place to be. They have a lot more original stories, a lot more interesting than the remakes that Hollywood has been pumping out. Unfortunately, those are not the films that people are necessarily looking for. I'm looking at you, Charlie's Angels, Men in Black, Terminator, blah, 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 all that stuff. So yeah, that's going to conclude this review, and we will see you guys in the next one. I'm not entirely sure what our next review will be. We'll definitely keep you posted on that, and I will see you guys later.
The film, modern classic, well, it's very current. Everything about it is incredibly for now. We will look back at this time in our political history, for example, and see England at this time, and we're reflecting that. We're reflecting that with immigration and with Brexit and all of these things. So that's definitely a way of grounding it in a kind of contemporary setting. But also, I think that the characters, you've got, with Kate, who I play, she's a bit of an anti-heroine, and that's a relatively new concept, I think, for a Hollywood studio movie, which is what this is. So to have a girl who's messy and wrong and flawed and messing up, it's something that I think is a modern take on it. Also, there's a lot about internet dating, which is particularly contemporary.
Sure.
And I just think that it's grounded in today.